is running a fundraiser project for Wounded Warrior Project, which is an organization that basically, from the time that soldiers get injured in Iraq and Afghanistan and they're put on the plane, the Wounded Warrior Project has either representatives or services that are with them when they arrive back here. They help them provide prosthetics, provide the physical therapy for you got 22-year-olds coming back with no legs.
There are so many men and women out there right now that's fighting two wars. The first war is the war that you hear about over in Iraq and Afghanistan, and then there's the war when we get back here to stateside. We're dealing with stress at home, we're dealing with stress on the job. I got injured on the 23rd of September 2005. Bilateral fractures to my right tib fib, a shattered left tibia, both my heel and ankle bones are shattered and dislocated right hip.
I was wounded in Iraq in 2004, and not to really make this a little bit of a downside, but while I was there I lost 12 guys that I knew personally. I got the chance to be involved with Wounded Warrior and many of the programs they do, and for me this is a way of personally giving back and thanking all those guys that were there with me and now are back and helping out also.
Hey guys, I'm here with Daniel Casera, proud member of our armed services, injured over in Iraq in 2005. And he's one of the guys that works with and has been a benefactor of the Wounded Warrior Project. And I just wanted to get him to tell a little bit about his story for you guys.
I served in the Army for 15 years, actually still in, so it'll be 17 years in March. I got injured on the 23rd of September 2005 from an anti-tank mine.
Take us back, because, when you're describing this, most of us have never been inside a tank before. What's that like when you're just sitting there? Were you guys driving along? Were you on a mission? Or
yes.
What happens all of a sudden, just the road opens up?
In this particular incident, it was nighttime, and just rolling along, bam, I heard a little pop. It sounded like a 22 under a pillow. I do remember right above us was a hatch, and that hatch went from black to orange in like a second, and then I don't remember anything else after that until I regained consciousness.
What does that feel like when you're in a tank, feeling I would feel indestructible if I'm rolling down the streets of almost any city in a tank, and next thing you know, you're in the middle of this combat. What's the adrenaline like? Is it just the scariest situation you've ever been in?
That tank ride wasn't a scare factor for me. Being out there wasn't scary at all because I knew I had a great group of guys that were with me, and we all had each other's backs. It was just that time.
You have a real-life American hero here doing his job to help bring support to other American heroes that are out there that are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder and all the other things that Wounded Warriors, is there for our soldiers the time they get on the plane. All right, I'm here with Jeff Polensky, who was in the Army.
Yes.
For 16 years?
16 years in the Army. I was in Iraq in 2004. I was wounded in, basically June, July, and August. I was IED'd 8 times. I suffer from traumatic brain injury, post-traumatic stress disorder. I have hearing loss. I have short-term memory loss, plus some other things.
What has Wounded Warriors meant to you? What was it like getting that support and having an organization like that be there for you when you return?
Wounded Warriors is a perfect outlet. There's so many guys, such as myself, when you get back home, you don't know what to do. You're looking for an outlet.
You see it in TV, you see it in movies, you see it in video games now where this combat is kind of glorified and people don't understand what it's like. Do you mind going back to one of those scenarios, talking about that last Humvee?
Well, I can give a better example. I was in Sadr City, April 4th of 2004, the night of this uprising. A lot of good people died that evening, and your first night into that, it gets tremendously hard to take and understand. And the first time you see someone, one of your friends killed standing next to you, it changes everything for you.
How has Wounded Warriors helped you cope with that and get back into life back stateside?
It brings you out of the house, for one. That's a great thing. Interacting with others that have the same condition as you are a lot of times much worse. Doing things such as the adaptive cycling or the adaptive water skiing or the adaptive snow skiing.
Now,
so many outlets for those guys.
What is adaptive water skiing?
There's a couple other ways where they can join a couple of skiers together and help out maybe somebody that's missing an arm or an upper body injury to help them get up and start skiing again.
What Jeff is talking about is some of the things that I've seen, and you can see too on the Wounded Warrior website, which is woundedwarriorproject.org. You'll see double amputees with their prosthetics, and they're on water skis, they're on regular skis, there's a video on there where you see these guys missing limbs with their prosthetics that are going through obstacle courses, doing things that I'm sure that when they were first dealing with the trauma of losing an arm or losing a limb, they never thought possible. Real American hero.
Thank you.
We appreciate
Thank you
it,
so
man.
much.
Thank you.
Absolutely.